What is going on, guys? It's Burgas here and welcome to another Age of Empire mobile video. Today we're going to talk about the gear and, to be precise, gear mistakes that we all have made it when we're playing Age of Empire mobile. And I'm going to talk about how two week marches are compared to one strong march, because Age of Empire mobile current meta heavily rewards concentrated investment. And to be fair, it's not only in this game, in every game, when you concentrate your investment, you're going to get something that you reach the limits from this to spread your investment, not actually reaching the limits. So first thing first, most players are making this account mistake, and to be fair, I was also guilty from this mistake back in the days, and this is most players think more marches automatically means stronger battlefield presence, and this is a huge mistake. I'm also, again, I make this mistake when I start playing this game, because I see I can go with 5 marches, but in same time these 5 marches are doing... I'm not going to be able to do absolutely nothing, because I cannot even make the heroes 1 star. I mean, you know, you have like 5 marches, and each of these march at least should be like 1 or 3 or 5 star. And I was looking, I was like, how I can make these marches like 3 star? And I was thinking the minimum investment in a hero was actually a 3 star. And I was thinking, okay, how I'm going to make these 5 marches work. And I was prepared, because I was like, yeah, I know the game is not going to allow me like this to go out with 5 marches. And I was thinking how to do it. And at one point, this is when I started playing the game. That was on global launch. At this point, there was not many content creators. That's why I became a content creator myself to provide information for the players. So yeah, I was like how to do it, and in reality this is not automatically mean that you're having stronger battlefield presence, because I was running 3 legions, and I remember at the first KVK I faced one Mulan, and I attacked it with my 3 legions, and I was like, oh my god, this guy is cooked. And I didn't even take like 10% from the HP of this Mulan march, and I get destroyed. I mean, all of my all of my heroes just disappear like this. All of my 3 legions. So don't think, I mean, if you're an end game player, most likely you know that, but if you start playing this game, don't think that more marches automatically mean stronger battlefield presence. And why is that? Because 2 or more unfinished formations lose harder than 1 optimized formation, as I mentioned with my Mulan example. Weak formation become free merits during the high level open field fights. Now you can escape, to be fair, when you start playing the game, to actually go with many marches and do something, but with the time you're going to start facing players who is, you know, getting more smarter and focus their investment in 1 march. So you're going to start facing high invested marches or very well optimized marches, and your middle or even below average optimization is going to fail very hard. But you can get, you know, you can have this feeling when you start playing the game that this is the way, but this is not actually the way, just because the people still don't know what is they're doing. Some of them may know, some of them may not, and also the investments at the beginning are not that high. Imagine a player who is like season 5 and somebody who is season 1. I mean, the difference in from point of investment is going to be crazy. So at the end game, high level open field fights, you're going to face well optimized legions, and from there your legion is going to get destroyed. Now, this is why many high power accounts still perform terribly. This is the other thing. You see one account and you're thinking, okay, this account maybe is going to be, you know, somebody who I can trust in form of giving me some advice over the heroes or legions and etc. But when you see their performance, you're going to clearly understand that this is even though that this account is having high level, high power, this don't mean this account is going to perform well. Maybe this account just spread their investment around the heroes. Now, this is maybe like 10 up to 20% from the players who is having high power accounts, and I can say like 80-90% from this type of players are they know what they're doing, because not only they invest their time, they also invest their money in this game, so they want to have everything very well optimized. But there's like 10-20% from the players who just just like to have big power, let's say it like this. And for where actually is coming the issue, just the players spread sculptures, gear, gems and ring everywhere. And I'm going to give you one tip later about the rings and how I proceed with the rings, so I can have high level rings and the best rings for my March. But we're going to go there. So yeah, it's true. You're spreading your sculpture, you're spreading basically everything. So now, here's one of my mistakes, by the way. This is Muon, a 3-star hero. As you can see, after this I have Lu Bu, that is a 3-star. And on top of that, I have Miyamoto, that is Miyamoto Musashi, that is a 3-star. Now, all of these heroes are not heroes from the tavern. I mean, this hero is from the tavern, Yu Sun Shin. As you can see, it's like 3 stars and something. But this hero is what I get from the tavern. You know, it's not investment, but Miyamoto, he is not from the tavern. Muon is not from the tavern. Lu Bu is not from the tavern. So you can see that I make this mistake myself back in the days, and that's why I'm making this video for you guys, just to not making my mistakes. So if you have a chance to learn from somebody else's mistakes and not actually making this mistake by yourself, you're going to be ahead, very nice ahead in the game, in the life, basically everywhere. And if you enjoy this type of videos, don't forget to hit one like on the video. So yeah, you're spreading your sculpture. Now, Miyamoto, back in the days, I was not quite sure can I actually use sculptures. I mean, universal medals, let's say it like this, universal medals on the Miyamoto. But yeah, this is routine. Can I get I have exchange, because when you click here, Miyamoto Musashi medals, you're going to see it's only from the VIP chest. But if you want to exchange, you can actually do some exchange and get Miyamoto medals. Now, this is for the people who was having confusion back in the days. Obviously, you're not going to need Miyamoto if you have King Arthur, but I'm not quite sure everybody's having King Arthur, because this is very expensive hero at the end of the day. Now, strong players concentrate investments into one dangerous primary march, and in my case, this is my Lu Bu, and this is to be fair, I don't know if you watch my videos before, but Lu Bu was actually the reason I get back playing this game again, because even now that I know I'm behind, okay, I'm behind because I was having like 8 months AFK, I was knowing that I need just one strong march, and in this case I'm working over my Lu Bu. My Lu Bu, sorry about that, which is having nice critical strike and raw power. Right now we have Zhao Yun, is close to 5-star. I can easily make him like 5-star, and I'm working over my Cavalry Legion. This is going to be my primary legion. I'm waiting to actually replace Attila the Hun. The reason behind is I didn't invest that heavily in him back in the days. So most likely I want to replace him. Some people are going to say Timur is going to be good replacement, but my Timur is even weaker from Attila, and I definitely don't want to spend my universal medals over Attila the Hun. So most likely it's going to be Wu Bu, Zhao Yun, and whatever come in the future to replace Attila the Hun. This is my plan in my head, guys. Let me know what you think about the cavalry, warrior cavalry, obviously military specialty warrior cavalry, in the comments below. Do you still believe this is a very well performing march? Because from my opinion it's a very nice performing march. And something I want to say is one fully upgraded formation change battlefield pressure completely, and I saw this on my first KVK, where I understand that I actually need to invest in one solid march, and that was this Muan was non-stop killing everything that was coming in the center, supporting one of the rallies we was having. We was having like one rally, and you're sending your marches, and obviously you're getting your strongest march to join the rally, and this Muan there was actually killing every player, and they killing those players so fast in moving. So yeah, one fully upgraded formation change battlefield pressure completely, especially at the beginning. Even these days you're not going to see people are moving around with dozens of legions. You're going to see them just going with one or two, maybe whales or krakens with three. And I'm going to even show you, I get strike it, you know, they catch me with the shield down, and I'm going to show you one King Arthur, how many marches was having one account with King Arthur inside. If the game actually allow me to filter this thing, or maybe my internet is that bad. Personal rally, I think it was just personal, but yeah. So as you can see, this is the dude that actually struck me. This is a King Arthur. This is the end, but yeah, here we have Cyrus, Cyrus the Great with Roland and Mansa Musa. This is one of the strikes. This is the, I think, the other legion. No, this is actually the same legion. I think he actually struck me with Kappa. Okay, here is like three legions that he actually struck me. This is King Arthur, Stupid Africans and Wagerta. Also Ramses, Charlemagne and the other dudes, and again Cyrus, Roland and Mansa Musa. This bad boy who is having King Arthur, one of the most expensive heroes in this game, actually strike me with only 3 legions. He was moving with only 3 legions because he invests in only 3 legions. So even the Welsh, or I can say a person who is having King Arthur, most likely is going in the section Kraken, because there are not that many people. But let's say well, even Welsh don't, you know, invest in more like in more from like 3 marches at the end of the day. And why you should actually have more from 3 marches? This mean horses, this mean adornment for horses, this mean rings, this mean all the materials with the rings. And right now I'm going to even share one of my secrets with you guys. And this is my Lubu. As you can see, is actually using Ring of Dicey. I think this is not something unusual for Ring of Dicey. The other hero from this combination is actually using, and this is a rare ring that is needing this copper this material that is for rare rings. Here we have a ring of bear which is needing silver dust. So we're having 2 different materials from the different rarity of the rings. So here we're having for the ring of bear silver dust. Here we have copper dust, and finally we're having some crystals for the legendary rings. So getting different, because you're going to get different you're going to get different materials. You know, it's not like you're going to select. I mean, there is a places where you can select your materials you want to get, but in majority of the cases you're going to get on random. And by getting on random, if you go with only legendary rings, you're going to need only crystals, and all the dust, silver and the copper dust, are going to be just there, and you're not going to use them, and you're losing actually value from these materials. And that's why I decided to go with one rare ring, so I can use all the rare materials on this ring, one epic one and one legendary one. And since I'm building one legion, one solid legion, all these materials that I'm receiving as materials for the rings is going to have their places and is going to get used, and my march is going to be very, very nice on the battlefield. This is the little secret that I'm sharing with you, and I want to talk about why splitting gear is actually destroying your account, maybe with some more examples, just so people can have these visuals. And here's the thing: players keep every march usable instead of actually dangerous. And that was an idea that I was planning, because, you know, when you go in the expedition, right now I don't have this type of expedition, but when you go on the expedition, you want to finish everything faster, but in same time you're making just usable these legions, so they can, you know, do the work. But in the same time, those legions are not PvP ready legions. And I'm going to share with you, for example, this is a tribal chief. I'm going to attack it just again to see what I'm going to face. 231 archers. Maybe, yeah, this is like Muan and those like 5-star level 88, and I'm going to strike it with my Lubu. Now, from the first thing, you're going to see that we're having clear advantage. Now, I did it, by the way, against a pikeman's with my cavalry. The game was actually suggest me, yo, Burgess, don't do it, you're going to get destroyed right there. And since right now it's marksman's, you know, the game is like, this is your counter, your cavalry, your counter marksman, so you should not always look over the points, you should not always look over the power of the legion. You should know what you're having, because look at my Lubu, even though that he's very far behind from point of everything, stars and etc., my Lubu is just going to destroy this tribal chief. And it's like this with Lubu, it's like zack zack bam, it's game over. So as you can see, this is what I'm actually lose. This is nothing. This is one solid legion on the battlefield. If you swarm this legion with undeveloped heroes in legions and heroes, you're going to have a hard time actually you know, destroying, for example, my Lubu. So yeah, splitting your gear is just going to make an average or usable and not dangerous legions, which I think is a huge mistake. And half upgraded gear creates horrible trading efficiency during real war. I think the majority of the people know that if your heroes are not well built, even though that I still have to build my legions right now. This is the ground for Wubu. I didn't actually spend some time. I have to spend some time, you know, to start up all of these things. But yeah, there is still work that need to be done with my Wubu Legion. So yeah, just wanted to point out that one of the gear mistakes, or the mistakes that people are making, they are getting a legion that make this legion usable. Majority of the cases, people are even go wild like I did with 3-star heroes. To make one hero 3-star, this is actually a very solid investment, especially if you use universal medals. So from there, they're actually spreading their resources. Now I know 3-star is way more easy to be achieved from 5-star. I think it's like 590 medals for 5-star and 200, around 200 for 3-star. And you see one 5-star is like 3 heroes 3-star or close to 3-star, and people are, you know, start thinking 3-star maybe is the way. No, the way is 5-star heroes, 1 legion, and you basically destroy everything on the way. So yeah, here I'm going to put one other video that it can be interesting for you guys. I think I finished with this topic. If you want to share something, just let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit one like on the video, it helps the video a lot. Also subscribe for more Age of Empire mobile videos. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.